Hi, I'm Marco, our washers at Washmart.com, your Houston pressure washer store. We're going to go over number one for marketing. Number one is going to be your 5-mile radius. And this is a very important one. For most people, it's their most important one. The biggest thing with your 5-mile radius is you absolutely need to have a website. You absolutely should have a GMB, also known as Google My Business, that is linked to your website. I screwed up and actually did a GMB linking my Facebook website for my first year in business, and I didn't realize that that was a bad idea, and I've got no traffic on my GMB my first year I had a cleaning business. So that is something that you need to understand about your 5-mile radius as far as getting your ducks in a row. On your website, there's so much research to do. I am not an SEO expert. I do some things that work for my business. I've done things that did work for my business in the past. But if you're not confident in your skills, I would recommend looking for a skilled SEO expert to help you get the placement that you need. Outside of doing a website, the 5-mile radius is also important because you need to be connected to the people that are close to you. The people in your neighborhood are going to be the first people that you target for your business. And there's a big reason why. They're the cheapest ones to service. You have the least amount of driving distance. That's a big reason why you want to conquer your 5-mile radius. If you try to conquer the entire city of Houston, that is a very big pill to swallow. That is not a realistic expectation. But being number one in your neighborhood is realistic. You might only have one other person or no other person that lives in your neighborhood power washing there. If you do have someone power washing in your neighborhood, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't be power washing in your neighborhood. In fact, I've actually cleaned someone's driveway who lived next door to a power washing company. And I asked, why didn't you use your neighbor to power wash your driveway? Apparently, they did not have a good personal relationship, and he would use anyone but his neighbor. And this could be a circumstance in your neighborhood as well. Before you start trying to go to cities that are 45 miles away, I highly recommend focusing on your 5-mile radius prior to doing that. You'll be surprised at how much work you're going to miss out on if you're dealing with people that are not close to you. You'll also find that customers like to deal with companies that are close to them. They feel that it's patriotic to their city that they live in, giving business to a company that's in the city that they live in. With your 5-mile radius, a lot of times whenever you clean for people, you're going to know someone that person knows, and you might not even realize it. Whenever you establish a relationship with these people in your 5-mile radius, they're the easiest people to help connect you because there's a high likelihood that they know someone that you already know. A little secret that I found is that if you're doing door-to-door sales in your 5-mile radius and you live in that city or that zip code that you're soliciting your business, whenever law enforcement is called on you for soliciting in a non-soliciting city, they are a lot less likely to cause you problems whenever they realize that you live in that area, and sometimes will even pardon it. I know this because I used to be one of those police officers who would get dispatched to solicitors. If the solicitors lived out of state, they were always a lot more suspicious than someone that lived in Kemah. Whenever you're marketing to your 5-mile radius, you need to make sure that the people that you're marketing to know that you live in their radius, that you live in their city, because they will be more comfortable doing business with you, and they're going to feel less likely that you will be trying to scam them or do shoddy work because you have a local reputation that you need to protect, and you don't want them telling everyone that goes to the same places that you go to thinking that you are a shady business person. That's also a good form of branding. That's going to cover the 5-mile radius. The number one most important form of advertising for a startup company, in my opinion and in my experience. It might not be the same experience for other companies, but for me it was absolutely paramount that I dealt with people who were familiar with my existence, because it is a lot easier to go door to door in your own neighborhood than a neighborhood that you don't know. All right, that's going to be the end of the video. Hopefully you learned something, and then off to the next episode. Number 2, EDDM. And thank you for watching Washmart. Say bye, kids.
Bye. Hello. Ay.